$2.1 million in 3 hours. I went to an event this past weekend in Atlanta, which I'm going to tell you about, and they raised $2.1 million in 3 freaking hours. And today I'm going to tell you how they did it. But before I do that and answer some of your business questions, and for the record, hold on, before I give you a deal, the name for this new series, I think Ask Alpha makes sense, but do we need to make it a little bit more sexy, like Ask Alpha Business Edition or Business Q&A? Ask Alpha Business Q&A or Ask Alpha Become a Millionaire Q&A or Millionaire Answers Your Business Questions. Like, if you get the word like millionaire in there, it's probably going to be a little bit better and more enticing to people that are watching. What do you think? Down below, I need a name for this. Ask Alpha what? Business Q&A? Ask Alpha, like, I need your help. So if you've got a name for this series down below, let me know. Also, down below, if you want to grab the new Empire deal, $20 for the shampoo trifecta. Only can be grabbed, you get what I'm saying, down below. Got to hit that link. You are going to get the clean, classic shampoo from Pete and Pedro. It's peppermint tea tree oil. Amazing. Also, paraben-free and all that nasty crap that you're currently using in your hair that's destroying your testosterone level, we don't have any of that action, all right? You're also going to get the HYDRADE shampoo. If you want soft, luscious, amazing, argan oil infused luscious locks, this is what you need. It's going to make your hair soft, silky, sexy. Or maybe you want something a little more manly, right? Try this, all right? The Bold shampoo, incredible. It is bourbon, manly, sexy. All 3 of these bad boys, $20. For those of you who want to support this channel and Pete and Pedro, hit that link down below and grab it. Don't wait, because I don't want you to. I need the money now. All right, so here's the deal. First up, I'm going to tell you about this charity event that I went to. Amazing. Second thing I'm going to do is get to your business questions. If you have a business question, down below, start it with question and ask it. This video, this series, this basically new channel, or the old channel that I'm kind of retooling, is all about helping you guys realize your potential so that you can realize freedom, all right? Because honestly, that's what it's about. It's about helping you free yourself from a 9-to-5 job that you hate or living a life that is not inspiring. Because really, when I think about like my life and my business, my career, and all the businesses that I've had over 20 businesses, and little side note, I have generated over $250 million for and with all of my businesses collectively since I started business. And that's significant right now. Unfortunately, it's not all profit, very different than profit, but I figured a few things out. I also have started businesses, I shut them down, I've done a lot. I've got brick and mortar, I've got a hair salon, I've got e-commerce, I've got T. Shanley, Pete and Pedro, I've got an advertising agency, I've got a lot of stuff that I've done. I started a sunglass company, I've had accessories, I've had apparel, I've had membership websites, I've had fashion anchors, I've done a ton. Not to mention some fitness centers that failed. And so I've learned a lot over my illustrious entrepreneurial career, and I just want to share. Right? Because I wish there was something like this when I was starting my journey, right? That's why I started the White Label Empire, but don't join the White Label Empire because I'm kind of tweaking and changing and might be rolling out something a little bit better than that in the near future. But anyway, let's get down to the story before I go into your business questions. So the way it works, first half of the video, I talk about something I want to talk about. Second half, your questions. Now, so we were invited, all right, by a friend. I guess they're a friend. They're an acquaintance, all right? So there are these people in Marietta that invited us to this charity event. It's called the Believe Ball. It's basically to help fight childhood cancer. And so my wife and I, Tracy, Salon Posta, Pete and Pedro, we have donated for many years to this other charity called the Ring the Bell, Reese's charity, actually, hang on. It's called Ring the Bell, and basically it's a charitable event to fight childhood cancer. And it's here locally in Marietta. It's put on by a woman, Jen Hobby, and her husband, Grant Rivera, who is the superintendent of the schools around here. Jen was actually a radio personality for many, many years, still is, and they had a daughter that had cancer. And Grant tells a story every year at this event that they have. It's actually right next to Salon Posta at Glover Park. And he said that when he was talking to the doctor with their child that had cancer, he said, if you can help me cure my daughter, I will spend the rest of my life basically dedicated to helping you solve this problem. And so, it's just an incredible event and very, very, very emotional, and it's just heartbreaking. You see and you talk, there's a lot of kids there that have cancer, and cancer is something that is a thing, right? It's a thing that we all are going to have to deal with at some point in our life. Most of us have already, known somebody that has had it or has it or whatever, and I've known a ton of people that have. So we donate, Salon Posta donates every year to this thing. Well, they ended up asking us if we wanted to sit at their table at this big event. There's a big event called what the hell was it called? It's called the Believe Ball. The host was Jess Foxworthy. He was the MC. And it's this huge black tie affair that you get to go to. They've got a silent auction, and I didn't really know what to expect from the event, right? And so they asked us, Tracy and I, if we wanted to go, and we're like, yeah, I've never been to a black tie anything. And so other than a wedding or two. And so we said yes, we were really excited. My wife, she got a beautiful gold dress. I went and got a new tux because apparently my old tux was a little snug and I didn't want to look like a sausage. And so we ended up going down. It was at the St. Regis Hotel in Buckhead, right? Amazing. And from the minute you walk in this door, and the other thing that you have to do before you actually go to this event, I've never been to a fundraiser charity thing, right? I just don't run in those circles and whatever. And so we go, and right away, they hand you a glass of champagne when you walk in the door. It's lavish, it's beautiful. You check in, and before you get there, you've got to basically register. And what happens is you register, and they give you your brochure, and on the back of your brochure, they've got a number. It's your number. And so if you want to bid on something, you basically can hold it up, and they will report or record your number, and then, that's that. Well, anyway, so we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't know, are they going to ask for a donation? We didn't pay anything to go. We were just invited by the people that have this other event. And so we go and we check in, and upstairs then we go, and there's just tons of people. I mean, there were probably, I would say, 80 tables, maybe more, 80 tables with 10 seats at each table. All right, so you're talking to 800, 1,000 people. I mean, it was a massive event in a massive ballroom in the St. Regis Hotel. Well, first thing, you get up there and you're mixing and mingling, and there's an open bar before they open the doors to the big, big banquet hall. So they give you champagne when you walk in, and then there's a step and repeat where you take pictures and all that, and it's a really cool thing. I was actually nervous because I've never been to anything like this. And so my wife and I are just kind of walking around this is cool, and we're looking at all the things that you can bid on silent auction. And there wasn't anything really that we wanted, and we're whatever. But there was tons of things for people to bid on, everything from trips to rare bourbon to whatever. And the whole idea is to raise money for childhood cancer and research. And so what better cause, right? So the first thing is there's an open bar, and so you're hanging out and the bar's open, and you're getting, a glass of wine or two. And then, about 45 minutes later, they basically allowed this open bar to be an hour, right? And then at 7 o'clock, they open the doors, you go, you find your seat, you sit down, and then, the program starts. Well, all during the night, right? It's a 3-hour event. The servers are coming by, and if your wine gets a little bit low, right, boom, they're pouring. You're not asking, they just keep filling your glass. And I thought to myself, I'm that's interesting, right? Little bit odd. There's a lot of people here getting pretty wasted. And the program starts, and then they start talking a little bit about, cancer research. And, there's a doctor that they brought up that really was impactful in terms of analyzing that leukemia has different, stages or different types. And if you treat this one like that one, it doesn't work as well. Anyway, long story short, since the 70s, the cure rate for children with leukemia was 20%. Now it's up to 90%. That's just to show you like all the important research that has been done and the things that have happened. But then this family gets up. There's a video first, and this little boy's crying about his sister who's got cancer. The family's talking. You see the little girl. She had her leg amputated. And, like, okay, she's, getting a little better. Then she had stuff in her lungs. And it's just like this, like, really, like, powerfully emotional thing. And then the family gets up. And they're there. And they get up and they talk a little bit more. And everybody's speaking. And it turns out, like, this woman or this little girl, the cancer's come back again. And it's in her brain. And it's just like, oh, my God. Like, my wife and, like, everybody that I was looking at was, like, just, like, sobbing, right? Combine that with the fact that it's sad, but you also have had, tons to drink. But then the magic starts happening. And by magic, I mean it was unbelievable. And I figured out the formula if you ever want to raise like a shit ton of money in a super short amount of time. So all of a sudden then this other MC gets up and they're like, all right, guys, this is the thing. We're going to start raising money. I've never been to anything like this. All you got to do is hold up your card or your brochure. On the back of it has your number that you've registered with. They also have your credit card on file. It's all tax deductible. It's for a good cause. Who will give me $500,000? And he says, he's like, we are going to try to raise $500,000 tonight. And I thought to myself, I'm like, 500 grand, that's a lot of money. But hey, let's give it a shot. So anyway, they start, asking, and it starts at like, anybody want to just give me 500 grand? Nobody did that. 100 grand? Nobody did. But then it started 50 grand. Boom, somebody went up. Somebody just donated $50,000. Oh my God, and the crowd goes wild, right? Then went down, next level, like 40 grand, 25 grand. Like, and it just kept going down. And every time the level like dropped in terms of the price point, people and more people are throwing up their thing. And so it got to one level where I was like, Tracy, I'm like, do you want to do it? Because I had way too much wine and it was for a good cause. And my wife is excited and she's like, yeah. And so she throws her number up. So we end up donating. But the truth is, I donated more than I would have if I wasn't in a room of people and I wasn't in a highly like, okay, so let me just be honest. If you want to raise a bunch of money or sell, right, here's the lesson that I learned. Number one, make it a great event. Get people feeling good, looking good, right? Number two, give them wine or alcohol. Get them drunk. Number three, make it emotional. Make them cry. And number four, put everybody in one room in front of your peers of people that have huge egos and let the magic happen. Because everybody is seeing what other people are doing and what they're giving, and it's not a secret. It's not like you're writing on like a card and like, here you go, here's $500. It's front and center. Everybody's clapping, everybody's cheering, everybody's getting excited. Everybody's like pumped up. It was literally like a sporting event, right? And so, long story short, then they start like, it got crazy. $2.1 million, 3 hours. It was mind-blowing to me. But it was for a good cause. I woke up in the morning, I'm like, did I really just give? I'm like, ooh, God. I'm like, did I really just give that money to this? But anyway, it's for a good cause, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a privilege to be there, and we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to share. It was my first time at something like that, and there was definitely a master class in how to sell to people that have money. Oh my God, it was amazing. Which is why I need to sell $20 shampoo sets, because I need to get some money back. Anyway, seriously, not seriously, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, if you want to grab this deal, the new Empire deal, hit the link down below. 3 amazing shampoos for $20. Now, let's get to some of your business questions. Once again, if you have a business question, down below, start it with question and ask it. All right, so the first question comes from our friend M. Lundingakobo255. Sorry for butchering that. He goes, with all the controversy that's going on around Amazon taking over top-selling products, basically killing third-party sellers, are you not scared that P&P is going to lose some money since you also sell there? Hell yeah, I'm always scared about Amazon. I'm scared when Amazon's doing well. I'm scared when Amazon's doing bad. I'm just generally somebody that has learned through being on Amazon for as long as I have that it is a devil you learn to dance with, all right? And what I mean by that is Amazon's not going away, right? If I knew back then what I know now, I would have been hammering and trying to build my Amazon account so incredibly much back then, right? I would have been doing Amazon Prime. I would have been doing like the delivery thing. Like I was somebody that filled all my Amazon orders. I charged everybody $5. Like I hurt myself in terms of Amazon growth. Amazon is a weird genius sort of platform. All right, everybody shops there. And you know that, okay, well, what's your option if you don't sell there, right? Well, okay, well, you're not, but you're going to lose out on a lot of traffic, right? And so one of the ideas is that, okay, just by being on this platform, the shopping platform, they're doing the hard work of bringing the customers, right? And then based on what they're searching for, you can advertise and really target granularly to these companies. And the idea is that by doing this, over time, right? And as people buy, as people start rating, as people start basically saying, oh, it's a great product, right? You start to climb the organic Amazon ranking. And if you can land on that first page of product for whatever you're selling, that is like cash in the bank, like money that you didn't have to, or that you don't consistently have to work for and spend money on. And so like for sea salt spray, we are really high up on the Amazon search results because we've got a ton of reviews, we're a good deal, and there are a lot of different factors of how Amazon shows what it shows. But yeah, I'm always worried about Amazon because Amazon is kind of like, they are a, like, this is my game. Like, this is not a democracy. We are the boss. You're on our platform, you're gonna play by our rules. And if we say we don't like something you're doing, or we have a bot that scrubs and sees that an ingredient isn't kosher in whatever state, we're gonna take away your buy box. What does that mean? Nobody can buy your shit, all right? And then you've got to plead and beg and try to figure out how to contact somebody, which is also a headache and a nightmare. And you also know that you are going to give them a big percentage of the sales in terms of profit, right? You're giving it to Amazon, all right? And then combine that with the fact that now that it's holiday season, Amazon just said, you know what? We think we're going to raise that another 5% just to deal with the holiday situation. So all of a sudden, if you're selling on Amazon right now, 5%, you're making 5% less just literally because Amazon said, no, this is what the new thing is. And you're going to pay it. You're not going to leave. They know this. And so you're going to stay. You're going to learn to dance with the devil, gentlemen. Learn to dance because Amazon isn't going away. I do. Just to show you, just to show you what's up. Amazon this month, can you see it? $425,000 in sales. Like that's a lot, right? Just on Amazon. That's this month. And so, what am I going to say? No, right? I have no control over anything, but I can be on Amazon, and the advertising is pretty impressive. Anyway, next question comes from our friend, John Kern Music. He says, should I treat my music brand, John Kern Music, as a personal brand or something else? Thank you for your amazing videos. Since your music is you, I would absolutely build you as the brand. Don't try and make it something else. Don't be like music covers and cool shit. No, you're the brand. When people buy you, or they like your music, or they find you, they're going to connect and resonate with you. And it is the most powerful thing that you can build in terms of brand loyalty. Build you as the brand if you can. But understand that if you're going to be starting a company, right, and this is something different, not music, but if you were starting like a company like Aaron Marino's hair products, it's not necessarily something that I would recommend doing. And the reason is because I have a product that if you know who I am, you might buy it. But if you have no idea who I am, you're not going to buy it. You're going to buy something else, right? And so calling it something else, if you are building some other brand, I say would be a better move so that you can scale it a little bit easier. And scaling is not easy, just so you know. Next question. Okay, next question is from our friend Erica Espinoza, maybe. I want to start an influence surge tailored to people. Wait, if I wanted to start an influence surge tailored to people that want to become gym influencer, figured I'd buy a gym and then make the lighting good. But would that be a good investment since I know that you've had and bought a gym before? So if I wanted to, okay, so I'm just trying to understand. So basically, the question is, be careful opening a gym, regardless of what you're gonna do, right? I went out and visited Alpha Elite out in Texas. Christian Guzman's like influencer gym mecca, like it's amazing. And he had a huge following, and he also made it like influencer like accessible. And he, in most gyms, like working out with your shirt off, not cool. In most gyms, like, it's kind of frowned upon to always have like a camera going. Even though people do, there it's encouraged. And so people have like flocked there and moved there that want to become fitness influencers because A, it's an environment that they can basically film themselves doing what they want to do, which is become a fitness influencer, but it also puts them in close proximity to other people that are doing the same thing. And so it's this big like fitness influencer like ecosystem, and then you get relationships, meaning like you meet people, and then you meet other people, and then you're in each other's videos, and people are scratching each other's backs, and then there's also like the affiliate aspect of it. And so if you have a big following, then you could do something like that. But if you're starting from like zero, trying to build that into something in a business would be very difficult and challenging. And if I just spit on you, I'm sorry. Gyms are hard, man. I'm just gonna tell you, I've had one. I would never do it again. It's hard. Next question. WKI Sick. Well, Will Kissick, maybe? Do I know you, Will? I feel like I know that name. Hi, Aaron. I'm 24 and have been working in commercial real estate since I was 21 in Ontario. I have an offer to come for me to property management company to run a guy's commercial division. As we're fully commissioned in CRE, the position will come with the salary. So essentially what our friend is asking is, right now he works in commercial real estate. He's worked in commercial real estate since he's been 21. It hasn't been a great year. He has an offer to manage somebody's portfolio of commercial real estate. It would come with some additional tasks, but it's a different sort of, it's a property management versus, sales. What I would do probably, you can always get back into commercial real estate, right? You can always get back into it. It's not going anywhere. But the opportunity to learn from somebody that's successful and work with them one-on-one, or just get to understand how they did what they did and what they're looking for, like this is gonna come with a whole nother level of sort of access to people at the top. And so for me at 24 years old, hell yeah, I would go, I would jump, I would do it. Knowing that, A, it's coming with a salary, which is nice. It's a little bit of security in a world of you kill what you eat or you eat what you kill when it comes to real estate. That's nice. It also would allow you to do some other things, but the main thing and the reason why I think it's such a great opportunity is because it does come with access to somebody that's successful. That maybe is something that you can learn from and possibly become a bigger part of his bigger organization. And so I would do it in a heartbeat. Screw commercial real estate. That's a tough one. Anyway, good question. Next question. Design Time Studio. What is the best way for a person from a third world country to make $10,000 a month? I don't like $10,000 a month, third world country. Learn to edit. Like learn video skills, learn thumbnail skills, learn, technology. All right. Honestly, like all of my video editors that I've used in the past, not this video, as you can see, there's not sexy edits or anything like that. But, I pay them like $250 a video, 3 videos a week, right? That's $750. Yeah, $750 a week, basically, times 4, do the math. I mean, it's not $10,000, but you could do more, you could, learn other skills, you could do thumbnails, you could charge more. And so for me, what I would recommend is learn a high demand skill like videography, not even videography, but video editing or something to that effect. And there are also, platforms that you can advertise like Upwork and stuff like that. And so for me, it's an easy win if you're somebody that's good at that. If not, it really just depends on what the demand is in your area for specific things and trying to solve people's problems, right? What are people in your area, even though it's a third world country, there are probably rich people around. What is something that you can do or help them do or take time or work off of their plate? This is something that they can't buy more of, right? Or I guess they can pay you. And so learning to solve rich people's problems, figuring out where the pain point is, and then creating a service that basically takes work off of their plate or helps them make their life easier or better is a win. And you can definitely charge a premium for it. Try that again. The next question comes from our friend, Wise Guy of Personal Development. Are you using AI in any of your businesses? Yes, I am. I use it. I use ChatGPT on a daily basis, multiple times a day. I also, there's different tools that you can use for customer service and analysis of different things. So yes, I do use AI on the daily basis, or you get what I'm saying? Yes, the answer is yes. Next question is from, what the hell is this? Kyle D'Amico 881. Is there a possibility that you are being sandwiched, i.e. the same individual who are suing are also supplying the compliance solution? In terms of, that's a good question. So basically the question is, I got sued for my ADA website by an attorney. I hired an attorney to help me fight the case. It didn't work out. I ended up settling. And then there's the web developers that are basically recommended by the attorney in order to fix my website. I'm being fucked 3 different ways. And all 3 of them, even though they don't work together, they're all basically in the same game and racket. None of them want this to stop. None of them want there to be basically overarching, reform, because that means all 3 of these people, the gravy train stops. And so I'm not being sandwiched. Like it's not like they're all like the same firm, but I'm definitely they're all like probably giving each other knuckle bumps. Like, yeah, keep suing so I can keep defending, and then I can keep fixing. Right? Screw them all. What's up? Good question though. Next question is from Sackman848. I run an online women's health and fitness brand, high-end white glove service. I don't know what that means, high-end white glove service. So if you want to explain, maybe I'll be able to give you a better answer. We've been in business for 8 years and have a good track record. In the past 1 to 5 or 1.5 to 2 years, we've been having a lot of problem with ads. Join the club. Everybody's been having problems with ads. When we get leads, we close them. But all of the ad platforms are super sporadic. Some days we get a bunch of leads, there are no leads, then there are no leads. We finally fixed lead quality, but how do we fix consistency? Our stats, CPM, CTR, CPC, CPL, CAC are all decent or good. But every time we spend more, it breaks and we get no leads. Our money really comes in phases. The good months pay all the losses. It feels like I'm on a hamster wheel. Tried hiring 3 agencies and 2 internal media buyers, still can't crack ads. If you woke up in my shoes tomorrow, what would you do? Get out of the fitness industry. I'm kidding. Fitness is great. This is the biggest issue that brands have, and that is this ad game, right? You find something that you think works, you try to spend more money, and all of a sudden, like your return goes to shit, your lead quality stops performing. The only thing I can kind of say, and this is something that I'm dealing with, traffic has gotten more expensive, good traffic has gotten really expensive, and it's getting harder. There's more competition. I would say Personally, I don't even want to say this. I would probably not waste money on Facebook. That's like, for me, right? I have pulled a lot of spend from Facebook. I don't really spend much money. Remarketing, I remarket on Facebook. But in terms of cold acquisitions, it's too hard. It's too expensive. It's just really noisy. Instagram, TikTok, Google is very, very effective still. And so I would still try basically to find the little winners. Maybe try looking for, influencers like to help maybe drive awareness or traffic in your area if you can find them. But make it on like, it's hard. You've hired 3 agencies. Nobody's figured it out because it's hard. It's about testing. It's about trying to find the little wins and the pockets. And then, it's tough though, because you're right. Fitness is one of those things where, the busy season, right? You know when you need to crank it up, and that is around New Year's, right? You could basically, maybe that's another idea, is to really, and I've got a friend, right? He sells dancing courses. He knows and has figured out that 2 months out of the year is when he just crushes it. 10 months out of the year, he's basically breaking even or losing money. And so the question is, why are you banging your head against the wall in these other months? Why aren't you basically, this coming year, knowing that, okay, January is when everybody wants to get sexy, everybody wants to be in shape, everybody wants whatever. I would probably focus on really making sure that my funnel and everything is like cranked up in the months leading up, or the month leading up to that and after that. And then I would focus on these other months. What is the other service or the other thing that I can do to service my existing members or the people I've already sold? Because that's one of the things that a lot of people forget. They're so busy focused on new acquisition, new customers, that they really don't, or they forget the fact that they've got a gold mine sitting there in an email list, or they've got these customers that have already paid them, hundreds or thousands of dollars, that you need to figure out how to make more money from them. All right. And so that would be my 2 cents for you, given the fact that I don't really know what you do in the fitness world, but I would focus on going hard when you know that the sales are going to be there. You've got history. You've been doing this now for 8 years. You know the trends, right? You know what's out there. And so being more diligent and disciplined with your spend, and then cultivating more revenue from your existing members. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The next question is from our friend, the protagonist, 8764. What step do you recommend I take to start a business? Stop procrastinating. Next question. That's the truth. All right. Next question is from our friend, Alpha Chief D4L. Hey Alpha, I feel stuck as in my career job, I only have an hour left when I come back home. Okay. And it just doesn't ever give me time for myself. I want to start a business, an online service-based one, but I don't know which business to start or how to go about it. Any advice or what I should do, as currently I just don't have the time to even de-stress. I have 7 months of total work experience, and I'm from India. I would say that you need to figure out when to start that business, and you've got more than, I changed my answer to this. When it becomes a big enough problem and you get tired enough of working your 9-to-5 job, doing your shit, you're going to find the time to figure out when to work on the side business. Whether or not it's you get up an hour earlier, you go to bed an hour later, you take Saturdays, your free time. Like, if it's something you want, you'll figure it out. But whenever I hear somebody talk about, I don't have any time for myself even, like, it's an excuse typically, and it's a cop-out, if I'm being honest. Everybody's busy. We all have the same amount of time in the day, 24 hours, right? And so how you choose to use it and spend it is going to dictate if and when you become successful. Next question, last question. So here's the deal. If I didn't get to your business question, and you've still got it, copy and paste it from last week into this week. Next week, more questions. I'm also going to tell you about Enemy. I sold enemy.com. I'm going to tell you about that next week. Any guesses how much I sold it for? I paid $45,000 for it. How much do you think I let it go for? Anyway, that's a cliffhanger. Show up next week. All right. Do you guys like these Q&A videos? If so, drop me one of these. Make sure to drop it. Okay. Here's the last question from Warrior33. All right. Good screen name. Alpha, my business question is more like a life question. I'm good at life questions. I've been growing my source of income by reinvesting aggressively. I've been doing it for over 4 years. I calculate that if I wanted to automate it and live from it more passively and live my life, I'll need 6 to 15 years more. Okay, so he'll need 6 to 15 more years of doing what he's doing, investing the way he's investing, to be able to basically say, F it, I'm living on the interest. All right, if it takes 15, a lot of things may go wrong. Just for the record, take it off the table. A lot of things will go wrong. I'm going to be over 50, and I would wake up at that point without having lived my life. First of all, I'm about to be 50, and I don't think that that is true. I feel great. As long as you're healthy, that's the most important thing. I'm enjoying the process, but I have to basically live like a hermit. Only home-cooked meals. Oh God, I love this. No vacations, no going out to drink, not buying things I like, not buying the car I want, nothing. I'm delaying all just so I can make it, really make it. But it can turn out depressing in the end. I'm doing it for my family, yet I'm not expecting anything other than work. Yes, I love this format, but you answer less questions than what I've expected. Dude, because I go deep on questions sometimes. So this is a philosophical question. What do you value the most? That is the question. And I think there's probably a happy medium, right? You work, you save, you invest, but you're going to have to work until you're 50 in order to basically be like, all right, peace, deuces, I'm out. But you know what? When I think about that, and I look at my friends, a lot of them, they retire when they're in their 60s. So if you can manage to do that by 50, incredible, right? That is something to be very, very proud of. It's not easy to do. However, why aren't you looking for ways to make additional revenue or income to either A, speed the process up, or B, basically be able to buy some of those things that you want in order to not live like a hermit and pinch every penny? Life is short. The other thing you got to think about is, what if I die tomorrow, right? I know that that's like an abstract thing, but I think there's got to be a happy medium, right? Because life is for living, as you've heard said 1,000 times. And I think that there is something to be said for being very frugal and living below your means, having a budget and having a goal. But what truly is the goal? Once you reach 50, then what? What are you going to do? Like, you don't have to work at what you're doing, but what are you going to do? All right? Most people, when they retire, are like, screw this, I'm going back to work. Are you going to have enough money to live this crazy life? Or are you going to have to still live the life that you've been living, but now you just don't have to go to work? I don't know the answer to that. What I would do personally is either look for a way to get a better job or start some type of side hustle or business. All right? You're never going to get rich typically working a 9-to-5 job or being a W-2 employee. That's something that I've learned. I've talked to thousands and thousands of people, thousands of men. The people that really get super rich working for somebody else are typically in banking, in money management, lawyers, doctors. You can make money. Sales, if you're an amazing salesperson and you work for a big company, you can make really good money. My buddy works for Salesforce and he does really well. He could literally make $1 million this year. My buddy works for Hershey, super high level. He's going to make $1 million this year in terms of salary, right? That's a lot of money. But he doesn't have freedom. They don't have freedom. If you truly want freedom, if you truly want to live a better life now, I would look at starting some type of business that allows you to still do what you're doing. You don't necessarily need to quit that right now, but making extra money and not having all of your eggs in one basket is what I would recommend each and every single one of you do, because I can tell you from experience and just knowing people that it's happened to, if you have all your eggs, if you're making all your money from one source and that source crashes, it goes down, COVID happens, unexpected, shit goes down, and right now it's 15 more years, so you're 35, look for another income stream. That would be my best piece of advice, and live a little, my friend. Go out to dinner, grab a pizza, a beer, whatever, or some shampoo. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. If I didn't get to your question, down below, copy and paste it from last time, or start your question, life or business, whatever, with question and ask it. I love you. You're awesome.